Welcome back, everybody. Today we've got video number 7. So today our goal of the day, given a set of points that form a line, you will be able to use your calculator skill of linear regression to find the equation of the line. All right, folks, in order to do today's lesson, you definitely need your graphing calculator. If you don't have one, you're going to have to stop the video. Make sure you get to a graphing calculator, and then you can watch this video later. If you have your graphing calculator, you are ready and set to go. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is take a look at our notes. All right, so we're going to get ourselves prepped a little bit for this lesson. So number one, I'm going to have you take a look at this table of values. Does the table of values below represent a line? How can we check? So let's take a look. The points are 0, 15, 1, 13, 2, 11, 3, 9, 4, 7, 5, 5, 6. Now, I don't really know. How do we know if those form a line? Well, one way we can check is let's just graph them. So let's graph it. So let's take a look. So 0, 15 is not going to fit. 1, 13 is not going to fit. 2, 11 is not going to fit. Ooh, 3, 9 will fit. So over to 3, up to 9. 4, 7. 5, 5, and 6, 3. All right, does it look like we are forming a line? Well, let's see, do they all connect? Ooh, it looks like they do connect. So they do connect, so this would form a line. So it would be yes, it does form a line. Now that's one way to check. The other way that we can check is by taking a look at the table of values. And if a graph, so we know slope is a rate of change, so we want to check to see, does it have a constant rate of change? Are the x's and the y's changing the same amount at every point? So if I take a look at my x's, here I'm going up by 1, going up by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now let's take a look at our y's. Here we're going up by, or we're going down by 2. We're going down by 2, down by 2, down by 2, down by 2, and down by 2. So does our table of values have a constant rate of change? Well, yes, it's the same. That means it is a line. So we can also look for a constant rate of change, and you have to have that in order for it to be a line. And we're going to look for that in the table. Okay, so what is the equation of this line that represents the table? Well, let's double check here. So if I take a look here, I know my slope is going down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. So the equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. So I know that my slope is going to be a negative 2 over 1, so that goes underneath the m. So it's y equals, now I don't know what my y-intercept is, but careful, do I? Let's take a look. Your y-intercept is where your x is 0, so your y-intercept here is 15. Okay, so what we're going to do today, because today our goal is to be able to do this using what's called a linear regression. So how can we check this? We can check it by using that linear regression in the calculator. So let's go down below, and here I'm going to show you the steps to use. All right, so I have the same table of values as I do up above. I just rewrote it. So let's use the regression to find the equation in this table. So everybody, you're going to turn your calculator on. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit, so these are all the buttons you're going to type in. So the stat button. So if you look for the stat button on the calculator, it's under the delete button. It says stat, S-T-A-T. So you're going to hit the stat button. Then we're going to make sure that we're highlighting the edit. So if I look at choice 1, it says edit. So I'm going to hit enter. Now you see I have these columns. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter the points that are on my table of values. So if I go over here, this is my x and this is my y. So this is going to be my L1 and my L2. And you have to make sure that you put these in order. So every time you put in a coordinate, you then have to hit the enter button at the bottom. So 0, enter. 1, enter. 2, enter. 3, enter. 4, enter. 5, enter. 6, and you must hit enter, otherwise it won't register. Now we're going to go over to L2 and we're going to type in the Y values. 15, enter. 13, enter. 11, enter. 9, enter. 7, enter. 5, enter. 3, enter. Okay, so now we have all of the lists in there. So let's go back to our steps. So now we're going to hit the stat button again. This time we want to highlight the word calculate. So to get over there, we're going to use our over arrow. So the arrow that goes to the right, hit that once. Now the calculate at the top is highlighted, and I have a list of things here. I want to hit 4, which is linear regression. So I'm going to come down here and hit the 4 button. Okay, now I've got a list of things here. So L1 is my X's, L2 is my Y's. I'm just going to hit enter until I go to the bottom where it says calculate, and then hit enter one more time. And here we go. I have my linear regression. So you can see Y equals AX plus B. They told us A is equal to -2 and B is equal to 15. So what our calculator does, instead of using M for slope, they use A for slope. So my equation is Y equals -2x plus 15. Let's double check. Is that the equation we got at the top? -2x plus 15. We match. All right, so let's go ahead now and we're going to practice using this in our calculators. Okay, so number 1, determine if the table of values represents a linear equation. If it does, write the equation of the line. So the first thing you always have to do is make sure that it is a line. You have to make sure it has that constant rate of change. So let's take a look at our x's. We're going up by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. So our x's are good. Now let's take a look at the y's. We're going up by 5. Here we're going up by 10. Here we're going up by, oh no. Is this constant? No, these numbers are all different. So this is not a constant rate of change. So this is not a line. It does not have a constant rate of change. All right, let's try number 2. Determine if the table of values represents a linear equation. If it does, write its equation. So let's take a look at our x's. Here we're going up by 3, 3, 3, 3. So it looks like our x values are good. Now let's take a look at our y value. So 77 to 82. So if you're not sure, let's just try it out. 82 minus 77. We're going up by 5. 82 to 87, we're going up by 5. 87 to 82, we're going up by 5, up by 5, up by 5, and up by 5. So are we increasing at a constant rate of change? Yes, we are. So that means it's a line and we can find its equation. So to do this, once again, you're going to go back to your calculator. We're going to follow through the steps. So we hit the stat button. We're going to hit choice 1, which is edit. Now, I already have lists in here and I need to get rid of them. So to get rid of them, you have to use your up arrow. You have to highlight the name of the list, like right now I'm highlighting L2, and then you're going to hit the clear button. Now, nothing's going to happen until you hit enter, and it clears everything out. So now I'm going to go over, I'm going to go up, highlight the L1, I hit the clear button, nothing's going to happen because now I have to hit the enter button, and now I'm good. So now I'm going to type L1s are going to be my x's, L2 is going to be my y. So let's type it in. -3, enter. 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, 77, enter. 82, enter. 87, enter. 92, enter. 97, enter. 102, enter. 107, enter. Okay, at the end, I should have the same number of L's 1 and L2, and we do. Okay, so now we have to find the linear regression. So we hit the stat button. I go over to the word calculate. I'm going to pick choice 4, linear regression. So it actually has it written there. I hit the 4 button. I go down to hit calculate. And here we go. So we have A is equal to 1.666 repeating, and B is equal to 82. Okay, now we have to remember when we write the equation of our lines, we want the slope to be a fraction. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that decimal and I'm going to turn it back into a fraction. So to do that, I'm going to let the calculator do it for me. So I'm going to type in 1.6666, and I'm going to put a lot of sixes there. And then I'm going to hit the math button, the fraction, and then hit enter one more time. And there we have it. The fraction is 5/3. So that means my equation of a line is y equals 5/3x plus 82. And we've got it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look now at number 3. So the first thing we have to do is determine if it is a line. So let's look to see if we have a constant rate of change. 1, 1, 1. So my x's are all going up by 1. 8 goes to 13, I have to add 5. 13 goes to 16, I'm adding 2. 16 goes to 17, I'm adding 1, and I can stop there because is this constant? I can tell already. Nope. So this is not a line. So let's take a look now at our next one. So determine if the table of values represents a line. Let's look at our x's. Here, we're going up by 2. We're going up by 2. We're going up by 2. Okay, our x's look good. Now let's look at our y's. So here we're going down by 1.5. We're going down by 1.5, minus 1.5, minus 1.5. So this one looks like we're good. We are at a constant rate of change. Okay, that means we can use our linear regression. So one more time. We hit the stat button. We hit edit, which is choice 1. We have to clear out our lists. So I go up, highlight the L2, we hit the clear button and then the enter button. Highlight the L1, hit the clear button, hit the enter button, and now we're going to type it in. Okay, once you have them all typed in, we then hit the stat button. We're going to go over to the word calculate, and we go down to option 4. So I go down to 4, or I can just hit the 4 button. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to hit calculate. Now I want you to try this one on your own. So at this point I'm going to ask you to pause and write the equation of this line. All right, let's take a look. Once you hit it, let's take a look. Did you get negative 0.75 and b is equal to 8? You can then do your math fraction to find out that negative 0.75 is negative 3/4x plus 8. All right, let's go ahead then and take a look now at number 5. So number 5 says write a linear equation that passes through the points 0, 4, and 2, 1. Now, we learned the other day that we can use the equation of a line to find that, but as long as you have 2 points and you know that it is indeed a line, you can let the calculator do the work for you. So what I'd like you to do right now is totally on your own. I'd like you to go to Stat Edit. I'd like you to input your 2 points and find your linear regression. All right, so let's take a look and see how it went. So when you put it in your table of values, make sure you have your points in there correctly. We get A is negative 1.5, B is 8, which transfers to negative 3/2x plus 4. All right, one final question left. Number 6. Write a linear equation that represents the graph below. Now careful here. We could put this in our calculators, use a linear regression, but it'll be much faster to just look at the graph. Our b value is 0. So b equals 0. And if I take a look, you can just count the slope.